Here are 5 tips to help you buy a car if you have bad credit. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So for those that don't know, I used to own a used car dealership. This is where I get my experience with these tips. My first tip would be is to go in with an open mind. What I mean by that is buy a car that could potentially help you build your credit. So certain finance companies prefer to finance certain cars versus others. For example, there's finance companies that like to finance, say, a Toyota Camry versus a BMW to someone that has lower credit. They see that Camry as more of a reliable car, less likely to break down, etc., etc. So the reliability of the car is something you really want to consider going in for your purchase if, again, you have bad credit, and if you have good credit too. But finance companies, again, look at the type of vehicle that you're looking to buy. And buying the right vehicle really will make a difference. My second tip is you'll have to put anywhere between 20 to 30% down on the car. So you want to go in with an amount that the finance company sees as an investment versus just a down payment. If they see that you're putting in $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a car, they see it more so as you're investing into that vehicle versus putting just $500 down, where they just see it as a simple down payment. The more money you put down, the finance company will feel like you're investing into the vehicle. They feel like you'll take care of the car better and you're more likely to make the payments. There's less likelihood for a repo, that kind of thing. Also, banks only finance a certain percentage of the total cost of the price. So you want to go in purchasing a car that's within your budget, within your yearly income. Again, Google what that percentage is. Different finance companies tend to work differently, but they're only finance, let's say, 80% of the car's value, 70% of the car's value, and whatever they don't finance, you will have to put in as a down payment. So keep that in mind. Tip number 3, and you would think it's a simple one, but there's a lot of people that don't go in prepared. Make sure you go in prepared, have all your documentation, your W-2s, your 1099s, any pay stubs. That will be crucial. Not only will it help the process go by faster, but you having all your ducks in a row shows and proves that you're responsible, and that goes a long way. Also, you want to try to, if you can, make sure that your driver's license has your correct address. These little things, you will be surprised how far it'll go. The last thing that you want, and it's something that I experienced quite a bit, unfortunately, there was people that went in and kind of exaggerated what they made yearly or exaggerated what they made on a monthly basis. And if that's the case and you go in and once you provide the documentation and it just doesn't add up, that will hurt your deal. You can risk coming off the lot with the car, but then the deal falling through a day later, and that's just a really uncomfortable situation where you have to come back and return the car simply because the documentation that you provided didn't add up with what you put on your credit application. So make sure that all your documentation lines up and you're ready to go there. Tip number 4 is trying to find a dealership that does subprime financing. So you'll have to make some phone calls to the dealerships. When you ask them if they do subprime financing, they'll know exactly what you're talking about. But there's finance companies out there that they specialize in financing for customers that have lower credit scores or bad credit scores. Going with these dealers will definitely help you out, will up your chances on being able to find a car that you can finance. Finding a dealership that does subprime financing will definitely help you out. It will definitely increase your chances. So that's the route you want to go. You don't want to jump from dealer to dealer asking if they do subprime financing. If they do not, that's just going to waste your time. That's going to waste their time. I would call in ahead of time to different dealerships, like I said, and find out if they do subprime financing. If they do, that's the dealership that you want to go with. Finding the right dealership will definitely help you if you have really bad credit. I was able to finance a car to a customer that had a very low 400 credit score. So finding the right dealership that uses the right finance companies will go a long way. My last and final tip is don't have a bunch of inquiries on your credit score. You can go into a dealership. Some dealers have 20, 30 finance companies that they use. So they will run your credit on, let's say, 10, 15, 20 finance companies all at one time. So you want to make sure that you don't go into a dealership and they run your credit 15, 20 times. There are dealers that have that many finance companies available to them, which is a good thing. But if finance companies don't want to see all those inquiries at one time, it will affect and will hurt your chances of getting a car. And the last final bonus tip is make sure you have some references. You'll need 5 to 7 references, name, number, and address. Again, something really simple, but it will help get the process going. Will make things smoother for you, and the better prepared that you are, I think will really help you out in the long run. So I hope these tips help you out. If they do, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit subscribe. That really helps out the channel. Hit the like button, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Don't forget, be great.